Welcome to episode 4 of Coffee Break Catholic, Carlos's Coffee Confessionals. Confession, not concession. Keep it brief, beloved. Today we wade into the deep waters of grace with a stopwatch. It's the sacred hour of Saturday confession, creaky kneelers, nervous heartbeats, and that one timeless whisper. You go first. But as heaven leans in, let's also be kind to earth. The parish priest isn't your ghostwriter, and the folks in line behind you aren't your studio audience. So, grab your examination of conscience and leave the footnotes at home. We're talking brevity, reverence, and the art of confessing with grace and good manners. Let's turn the page.
Episode 4. Confession, not concession. Keep it brief, beloved. There's nothing quite like the sacred hush of Saturday afternoon confession. The red light above the confessional flicks on. Kneelers creak, hearts race, and somewhere in the vestibule you hear a whispered, "You go first." Classic. But let's talk logistics. Most parishes offer confession for 1 hour on Saturday. That's 60 minutes. 3,600 seconds. And you, dear child of God, are not Saint Jean Vianney reincarnated. Now don't get me wrong. I love the sacrament. I believe in it. I've benefited from it. Nothing beats leaving the confessional feeling like your soul just took a shower in mercy. But here's the thing. Some of you show up like it's open mic night for spiritual drama, and others, you're confessing as if you're auditioning for a detective series. Let me clarify. Confession is not the place to tell Father about what your neighbor did wrong. Nor is it a therapy session where you unpack 3 generations of resentment toward cousin Linda because she never returned your Tupperware from 1993. And if your sins need a table of contents, you may want to call the office and make an appointment, because this isn't Padre Pio's booth of 12-hour mercies. This is St. Michael's Parish in suburbia, with 12 people waiting in line behind you, clinging to their rosaries like they're defusing a bomb. Come prepared. Examine your conscience before you arrive. Bring a list if you must, but keep it sacred, focused, and your own. And for the love of stained glass and sacramentals, stay on mission. Confess your sins, not your memoirs. Remember, the priest is there to absolve, not applaud your storytelling. He doesn't need commentary, footnotes, or a PowerPoint presentation. Can you imagine if a fellow brother or sister attempted to confess using a PowerPoint presentation? The horror. Confession isn't about performance. It's about penance, humble, honest, holy. So yes, we're praying for you. We want your soul cleaned and your burdens lightened. But if you need more time than the average Marvel movie to explain what went wrong, maybe Father deserves a heads up and a cup of coffee. We love you. We forgive you. We just don't want to miss Mass waiting behind you. On that note, may your confession be holy, on point, and sincere. But don't confess to Father that you watch this show. I promise we love you and want only your greater good.
That's all for today, beloved. As you prepare for your next confession, may your heart be honest, your list concise, and your exit glowing with the mercy of God. Remember, every absolution is a homecoming, not a TED Talk. Come humbly, come ready, and above all, come often. The line may be long, but grace moves fast. Until next time, keep it holy, keep it hopeful. And for heaven's sake, keep it brief. Let's close today's Coffee Confessional with an episode of Coffee House Confessionals titled Bob and Tony's Divine Debrief, which I will get to right after the break. Welcome to Coffee House Confessionals, where theology meets espresso and spiritual baggage gets checked at the door. Here, 2 friends from different pews, Bob the breezy Methodist and Tony the meticulous Catholic, meet at Holy Grounds Cafe to swap stories, sip salvation one cup at a time, and laugh through the mystery of grace. One prays with bullet points, the other with incense. Both believe mercy should come with a refill. So pull up a chair, grab your favorite mug, and prepare for heart, humor, and a whole latte truth. Coffee House Confessionals, Bob and Tony's Divine Debrief, narrated by our good friend, Miles McGovern. Every Saturday at 9 o'clock sharp, Bob and Tony met at their regular table at Holy Grounds Cafe, a cozy little shop nestled between St. Michael's Catholic Church and First Fellowship Chapel. The place had the ambiance of heaven's waiting room, soft jazz, the scent of roasted beans, and a chalkboard sign that read, "Free Wi-Fi and forgiveness, just ask." Bob was Protestant, a card-carrying Methodist who treated his spiritual life like a well-kept garden, watered by grace and trimmed with weekly Bible study. His prayers were earnest, spontaneous, and usually began with, "Lord, it's me again." Tony was Catholic through and through. He wore a scapular under his t-shirt, had a devotion to at least 4 different saints, and believed that if you didn't get at least a little nervous before confession, you weren't doing it right. They sipped their coffee, Tony's black, Bob's with a whisper of hazelnut, and the topic of the day was, once again, divine accountability. "I messed up this week," Bob admitted, eyes scanning the cafe like it might offer absolution. "Skipped my quiet time, got impatient in traffic, and I said, 'Bless your heart.' But I didn't mean it in the Christian way." Tony smirked, taking a sip. "So, did you confess?" "Of course, I talked to Jesus while cleaning the garage, told him everything. He didn't interrupt, so I figured he was good with it." Tony leaned in like a priest during Holy Week. "That's it?" "Well," Bob said, "afterward I felt lighter. Like he said, 'Bob, you're human. Just try not to be extra human next week.'" Tony shook his head, chuckling. "You Protestants have it easy. Me? I went to confession last night. Had a list, 2 pages, font size 11 point. What did the priest say? He said I should work on patience, especially with my brother-in-law, and then he asked if I had stock in the local guilt factory." Bob laughed. "You guys really don't believe in cutting corners?" Tony grinned. "We don't cut corners, we sanctify them." Just then, their waitress appeared. Her name tag read, "Grace," which felt oddly poetic. She refilled their cups and, overhearing the banter, said, "Y'all should record this. Coffee, comedy, and confession. I'd binge that in a heartbeat." And that's how Coffee House Confessionals was born. A weekly show that explored the curious, charming, and sometimes chaotic ways different souls speak to God. One prayed with bullet points, the other prayed with vibes. But both left the cafe each Saturday feeling like mercy had picked up the tab. Thanks for the narration, Miles, and thank you to all of you for spending time with us at Coffee House Confessionals, where faith meets feeling and the sacred hides in everyday moments. If today stirred something in your heart, something tender, unresolved, or quietly aching, know that grace doesn't rush and healing isn't linear. You're not alone in the wondering, in the wrestling, or in the waiting. The table's always open here. The coffee is warm, the stories are honest, and mercy never runs out. Until next time, walk gently with your questions. Cradle your hope like a candle and remember, you are deeply loved, even in the silence.